Welcome back to Central Valley Talk, 12:50 on this final day of March. Can you believe that? April is coming up tomorrow. How did that happen? I'm Austin Reed. Thanks for joining us as we're live right now on YouTube TV, Facebook, Instagram, CentralValleyTalk.com. Hit us up anytime, and we have another live guest joining us via Zoom today. This is a little artists and authors segment on Central Valley Business. Joining us live right now is Amy Waninger with A Page Beyond. Hello, good afternoon.
Well, hello. How are you, Austin?
Doing great. Thanks for being here.
Oh,
Tell me a little
pleasure.
bit. Yeah, thank you. Tell me a little bit about A Page Beyond.
So, I'm going to tell you about Lead at Any Level first, and then I'll tell you about A Page Beyond, if that's okay.
Absolutely. Take it away.
Sure. So I actually run two businesses. Lead at Any Level is the company that I started first, and I work with organizations all around the world to help them build inclusive cultures and diverse leadership pipelines. And I do that with assessments and consulting and training and coaching and all of the stuff that people like me do. But A Page Beyond is a little bit different. A Page Beyond is a publishing company that I founded to help other independent authors like me publish their books quickly, affordably, and with high quality, because there are so many gatekeepers in the publishing industry that keep independent authors out. And I ended up publishing my own books. I have 6 or 7 of them now. And after I got good at that, other people started asking me, hey, could you help me with my book? And the answer to any question that involves, a monetary transaction is it legal? Then yes. And so as soon as people started asking me for some help, I started helping other people publish their books. And I've published about 24 books now for other people, including my own son.
Wow. Oh my gosh. What's that about?
He wrote a book that is a spoof of the Choose Your Own Adventure books that you might remember from when you were a kid.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yeah, and he actually put all of his friends as characters in the book, and it was a little gift that he gave to everybody for Christmas. So, but it's actually a really cute book. I mean, it's 18-year-old boy humor, but
yeah, no.
If you don't mind fart jokes, it's pretty good.
My daughters would be laughing right now.
There you go.
Talk a little bit about, let's go back to Lead at Any Level, because I love that, especially, as we're in 2021, the world is changing. How important is it for this project for you?
So, I think that businesses around the world are starting to recognize that they can't keep doing business the way they used to. So it used to be, right, 100 years ago, you could have a local business, you could, hire your friends, you could, serve the community that you lived in. And we were so segregated and we were so isolated that you didn't really have to interact with a lot of people who were that much different from you, right? I mean, down to the religion in the community would be the same. And that's all changing. I mean, we are now a global business community. We're a global society, increasingly so now that we're all online due to COVID. And the demographics of even within the United States or even within our local communities are changing to the point that businesses have to recognize that their talent is not going to come from the same place that it used to. Their customers are not the same people they used to be. The interests and needs and demands of those customers is changing. And, people want to see themselves reflected. People on the outside of the business want to see themselves reflected on the inside of the business. And they want to see that they're valued, both inside and out of the company. So I think that while there have been a lot of pushes in the past for, equity and for inclusion, for social justice in a lot of communities, I think now, within the last 20 years, probably especially, the business community has had to pick up on this because it's costing them money if they don't.
Yeah, no, very, very well said. And I think, I know we don't have a lot of time today, but I want to talk about maybe, do you have one story that you could share with us with you don't have to name the company or whatever, but just give us an example of what you've done and the changes that Lead at Any Level made.
Yeah, so the first book that I wrote this is my favorite story. I sat down. I wanted to figure out what is it that I could do. I used to work at a big Fortune 100 company, and I kept going to sessions and going to training and going to conferences and coming away with maybe a better understanding or a slightly different understanding of the problem. Whatever framing of the problem was given to us, right? But I never walked away with notes about what I could do about it. I was one person in a very big organization, one of 35,000 employees, and I didn't know what I could do. And I decided to just sit down and put some thought to that and solve for that problem. And what I came up with was my first book, if I'm able to plug it, Network Beyond Bias. And in this book, I actually created an assessment that helps people see how deep and how broad is your professional network. And I did that for two reasons. One, anyone who's in business needs a strong professional network. That's how everything happens, is through relationships. But two, where else to show our commitment to diversity and inclusion than in our own networks? And when you talk about transformation, I'm going to talk very specifically about my transformation. I took my own assessment, Austin, and I failed it miserably. Everybody in my network was just like me. And I thought, you know what? I'm missing out here. And so I changed everything. I changed everything I was doing. I changed, what meetings I went to. I changed, who I invited to lunch, who I asked to be a mentor, where I showed up as a mentor. I mean, I volunteered for things that I never would have had the courage to volunteer for before. And it changed my whole career. And my whole life got richer for it. And it was as a result of that transformation that I thought, I have to put this out into the world, bigger than just talking about it with the people that I know, and, bigger than just sharing it, in my own social circles. This is something that people really need to understand, how to open up and create more opportunity for ourselves and others, especially at work.
Talk a little bit about the future and where your company is going, say, just within the next 12 months.
Yeah, so last year was a gift in a lot of ways for me because I was a solopreneur. It was just me getting on a plane and going places, and then that all stopped about a year ago. But last year I got really busy. There were a lot of changes, in the climate in the United States. There were a lot of current events that drove a lot of this work. And I realized it was a gift in that I got really busy, and I realized I couldn't keep that up forever. So what I've done this year is I've launched a new online learning platform where I've taken all of the programs that I've done live, and I've converted those into self-paced online courses. You can find those at leadatanylevel.com. And I've also added about a dozen associate consultants to my team. So they are able to help me fulfill some of these training requests and consulting requests. And I've got some strategic partnerships with some proven methodologies around assessments and coaching so that we can scale up and replicate quickly for some of the larger clients that we're working with right now.
Now, if somebody's watching today or on our replay and they're thinking, okay, I really need help getting my book published, you're offering that service with A Page Beyond, right?
Yes. So they can go to apagebeyond.com and find out about those services. I actually have a self-paced online course for people who want to publish their own books.
Oh.
And it basically walks you through everything that needs to happen to help people make a decision about whether they want to invest thousands of dollars with a publisher or if they want to just do the work themselves. And people can learn more about that at selfpublishingdemystified.com.
Selfpublishingdemystified.com?
Yes, sir.
All right, very good. We've got about a minute left. Anything else that I missed? Anything else you want to talk about today?
The only thing I want to leave people with is something that I always tell my audiences live, and that is we all think our hearts are in the right place, and we want to believe that that's enough when we think about, the world that we're living in and what we want the world to be like. And I want to challenge everyone today to just realize that even though you think your heart's in the right place, your heart can't be in the right place if you never move your feet. Nothing changes without our action and our intention to change.
Very well said. I love it. And then also, real quick, I wanted to ask you, are you going to, you've got a podcast. Did you want to promote that real quick? Are you going to be doing any new episodes anytime soon?
Yeah, so I actually do a podcast with a Black media company. I interview Black and Brown professionals about their experiences at work, and you
Oh.
can learn more about that at living-corporate.com. My series is called See It to Be It, and it releases every Saturday.
Yeah, and that's a great topic right now as we are the whole world is watching the Derek Chauvin trial in
Yes.
Minneapolis, Minnesota. Things are changing, so and you are a part of that change. So, Amy, great to meet you. Thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Austin.
All right, we'll be right back with more Central Valley Talk. Check out Amy at pagebeyond.com and all of her social media platforms. We'll be right back.